It's nice to meet you, James. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
No, yeah, you just finished your fourth album. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about it? Because it obviously hasn't come out yet, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
I think that the main thing about it was kind of getting back to our roots in a lot of ways. We went back to the original producer, Steve Osborne, did the first album. Went back to the more sort of melodic, song-based side of Starsailor rather than the more experimental rock side that we dabbled with on the last album.
Yeah, I did notice like a progression over the three albums were
Yeah,
completely different.
yeah.
And when I noticed obviously you were going back to your first producer, I thought I was thinking, if they're going back to the actual original sound from that first album, it's going to be absolute quality.
Yeah, I think we've managed to achieve that as well. But the big thing about this album is that we've got the maturity that we've developed over the years and put that into the songwriting and the song structures. So what I've always said is the best songs ever written sound just as good with one bloke on an acoustic guitar or like a full band with an orchestra. So that's what we wanted to get back to.
Cool. I mean, was that your decision or the bands to actually bring back the original producer for you?
But I think it's a bit of a combined decision really, and just the nature of the songs that we ended up writing. I think everything that you do is a reaction to what you've done previously, and because on the Outside album we went over to LA and sort of went from a heavier sound. It was sort of a natural thing to react to that and go for something almost the complete opposite. There's quite a few sort of piano-led acoustic ballads on here, which is
right. Yeah, because I noticed with the first album, I think the progression to the second album was there as well. With when you obviously worked with Phil Spector, it was just the two songs off the album, wasn't it? It was Silence Easy and was it White Dove? Was it? Yeah. I mean, how was that working with such a legendary producer though?
It was incredible. He took us round his house before we started working with him. And it wasn't dissimilar to this place, with all the John Lennon's guitars sort of lying around.
Yeah.
And you'd pick up an old guitar and it'd be like, oh, what guitar's this called, Phil? And he's like, oh, Yoko Ono sent me that after John died with a little note. And he's just like, what are we doing here? This is unbelievable.
I feel a little bit out of your depth for
Yeah.
Really?
A little bit, yeah, and just amazingly honoured. It's kind of the Beatles, Leonard Cohen, the Ramones, Starsailor, so we're in pretty esteemed company.
Well, I suppose you must have been quite chuffed actually when you obviously probably approached you to actually do a couple of your songs. I mean, did he approach you, or was it?
It was a combination really. His daughter Nicole has got a finger on the pulse in terms of new music,
right?
And I think she's always mithering her dad, or she was previously mithering her dad to work with new bands, and we were luckily the ones that he actually turned around and says, finally I'll listen to these youngster upstarts that you keep telling me to work with, and we were the ones that he chose.
That's good. I mean, with the new album coming out, you're obviously doing we could touring and stuff. I noticed you're obviously going to be supporting the Rolling Stones. And you're doing the free gigs with the Police. I mean, is that something you've always wanted to do? Support bands like that?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's we've done some gigs with the Rolling Stones in the past, and it's just incredible. And it's quite a hard gig as well, because trying to go on before the Rolling Stones is a daunting task. It's
always going to be their crowd.
And their crowd is very much so obsessive about the Stones, so it's a great
crowd, really.
It's great. It's an education to kind of get an audience like that going, and we've learnt a lot from it. And obviously, when we finally got to shake hands with the four members, it was just an amazing experience. It's all very sort of stage managed and a huge kind of machine. But when you get to the core, you get to Mick and Keith and Ronnie and Charlie, they're just like they are on the TV, like the old clips and everything.
And you've got like old spitting image clips upstairs there.
Yeah.
It's just, I can imagine that's
It's a
what you're
shame.
watching it
It's a shame that they've got like 30 American security guards kind of forming a ring around them, so no one can get to them. Because once you do get to meet them, they're actually quite friendly and down to earth. And
like. Oh, it's better than the Hell's Angels, like they did.
yeah, just a bit.